Now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today, we might be pirates. We'll be on the pirate ship, floating around the sea, doing what pirates do. You might be ninjas, getting ready to grab that sword and just destroy people. You might be robots, and in this case, you're gonna be taking over the world with your technologies, or you might be zombies, coming out of the ground to destroy everybody. Today we're looking at Pirates, Ninjas, Robots, Zombies from Rather Dashing Games. 2 to 4 players, plays in about 20 minutes. It is a tile-laying area control game, a very tactical game. Takes about 20 minutes to play. Let's take a look. I'll show you how it's played. I'll see you on the other side. At the beginning of the game, you get to pick your faction. Pirates, ninjas, robots, or zombies. You will take the base for the one that you've chosen, and you'll get 3 tiles off the top of the deck. If you're playing 2 players, you'll actually take 2 bases, and you'll be using 2 factions. So at the beginning of the game, I might have these 4 tiles, my base, and these 3 in my hand. These would all be kept secret up in my hand, kind of like that, so other people can't see it. On your turn, you're simply going to play a tile, and then draw a tile. So let's say I play a tile here on the board, and I draw a tile to replace it. And then the next player plays something like that. Maybe he's going for robots. And then the next player maybe plays this, and he's going for pirates. Now, there's some special things that you could see here, some different guys. Now let's talk about those. Now for each faction, pirate, ninjas, robots, zombies, a character, which is just the one of their colors worth a point if it's for each one that's sort of touching each other. 3 points for the different things. So robots likes batteries, zombies likes brains, ninjas likes Chinese stars, and the pirate likes the treasure chest. The bases that we saw earlier are worth 5 points for each, but each of them has an arch enemy. So if you think the tile that I just dropped here has both the military and the hunter. So if this tile, for example, the military is an arch enemy of a robot. So if there was a robot here and the arch enemies put together next to it, these are no points because the military is touching it. Conversely, if the hunter was touching the zombie, this is worth no points because it's its arch enemy. The arch enemies also block the special characters there, the points. So for the robots, they really like the batteries, but they don't like the military, so this actually cancels that out as well. Now when placing bases, or any tiles for that matter, this is my ninja base. I couldn't put any tile here because this is a separate tile and that's not there. You always have to line it up exactly with an edge of another tile. So I couldn't place it there, but I could place it here. And so here, let's say the bases are worth 5 points. So at the end of the game, if this was my largest ninja, and I was the ninjas, it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. Now, sometimes you can play tiles that have special abilities. This tile here has a rotate. I could place this like this, and this would allow me to rotate any tile that's already placed. So let's say I place that there, and then I rotate this like that. Now some tiles let me do something special. Now this is a rotate. When you see the rotate, you can rotate any other tile in the game. It doesn't have to be touching this. It could be anywhere on the board. You can rotate any tile. So I could just take this one and rotate like that so the pirates are cut off right there. If I play this one, it has a swap. So I'll play this here. It allows me to swap and rotate any 2 tiles in the game. So these dragons are the arch enemies of the ninjas. So it does no longer scores that one. And then maybe I'll take this one and this one, and I can move it and rotate them any way I see fit, and that's the swap. The last type is a put down and remove type of action. And when I do that, I can take any tile off the board except a base. So maybe I take this one off because I like robots, and I can replace it with anything from my hand. And maybe I replace that because I want the robots there. Now at the beginning of the game, let's say maybe I put my robot base here. Now for a turn, instead of placing a tile, you can just simply move your base. So maybe I'll take this base and I'll move it over here to now start working on this end because maybe I got cut off over here. And this will continue until the last tile is drawn. When that happens, everybody gets one more turn. And at the end, you then are going to find your largest group, the one that's going to score you, not the largest group, the one that's going to score you the most points. Sometimes it's not always the largest group. Whatever area is going to score you the most points, that's your 1 point total for the game. Now the board would be a lot bigger than this. But to keep it on film here, let's say I was the ninjas. This would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the robots, this is 5, 6, 7, but he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. So actually this one is his highest score. He has 8, and so on and so forth. Actually the ninjas, this one cancels this out. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because that cancels that out, and so on and so forth. You see how it works. You count up all your areas of your faction and figure out which one scores you the most points. That's your single score. The one with the most score wins. All right, well, there it is. I typically like tile laying games, and I thought this one was pretty good. You're picking your faction, you're putting your base down, you're trying to get the biggest area. It's a big tug of war. You're always fighting with other people. Some people are screwing you over, you're screwing them over. You get those tiles with the special abilities. You're rotating their tiles, rotating your tiles. You're swapping tiles. You're taking tiles up and replacing it with stuff. And you really get those special abilities that are powerful, and you're trying to save those, usually some of the really powerful ones towards the end of the game to do some last big moves. But it's really a tug-of-war battle where everyone's just messing with everybody else. Everyone's picking on the person who seems to be in the lead, and it tends to go around quite evenly, and it's always a very close score. I like how you get the different tiles, the different abilities. I like how you get to pick your faction. You're trying to build them off. You're trying to mess with other people by putting their arch enemy there. You've got those extra points. It's a very simple game, but it's one that's quite enjoyable. This is one of those filler games that you can play at the beginning or the end of the night while you're waiting for people to show up. You could play it quite casually where you're talking around how your week went with people. Half the time you're kind of conversating. The other half you're asking, oh, what do I got to do here? It's not too thinky where you're bogged down and you can't have a conversation. So it's quite a social game where you can have those interactions with people, but still play a game, and it's just enough there to really make you think about what should I be doing next. It's not brain burnery, but at the same time there is some stuff to think about. So if you like those middle sort of filler games that you're looking for that are fun, if you like area control, and these are mean and nasty games. If you don't like confrontation, if you don't like always messing people over, if you don't always, getting in people's faces and doing stuff, this might not be a game for you because it is very confrontational. You're always trying to screw the other people over. If you like that sort of thing, this is a great tile laying game. If you're not that competitive and you don't like that area control, this is one to stay away from. But that's Pirates, Robots, Ninjas, Zombies, and I liked it quite a bit.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.